Hey everybody, I'm Sarah, Lonesome Glory, and I'm here today because we're getting ready to leave for BreyerFest, and I'm going to talk about where do we go from here. The first thing I want to do is go over what's going to happen once our trip actually begins. That's our schedule for BreyerFest itself. When we leave on Tuesday, we're going to drive from our homes here to St. Louis, Missouri, and we'll stay the night there. It's about a 4-hour drive. So we won't be pressing ourselves too hard, especially since we will have all worked a full day. Then we'll get up the next morning on Wednesday and drive the rest of the way to Lexington. It's not a very far drive from St. Louis. If I remember right, it's about 5.5, maybe 6 hours. When we get there, we will check in to the Clarion and get our room set up for sales. I doubt that we will be able to open the room that night, just based on last year and the year before and how that went. But if we get done early enough, we will open up just for a couple of hours and let people come in and look. After that, we'll go to the hotel we're actually staying at. My roommate is sleeping at the Clarion. We are sleeping at a different hotel so that we can actually sleep and start kind of the vacation portion of BreyerFest for us. Thursday, we'll get up and do something in Lexington or the surrounding area for most of the day. So we'll just spend the day kind of messing around, having a good time, whatever sounds interesting to us. We might go to a distillery, I don't know. But towards mid-afternoon, we will go back to the Clarion and open the room for room sales. That's when things will really start, when BreyerFest itself for us will really start. We'll get to throw open the doors, let people see the Pineapple Room in all of its glory, and start to just enjoy seeing some of our friends that we haven't seen for a solid year. Friday is the big day. Friday is the beginning of BreyerFest. My mom and my aunt and I will get up at the crack of dawn. I'm not sure exactly what time, but we will get up before the evil day star, more than likely, and we will go to the park. This is the day I don't look forward to. I am not a morning person, and frankly, if you see me at the park before about 10, I'm likely to resemble more of a zombie than what you see right now. I love BreyerFest. I love seeing people, and I do try and wake up for it, but it's really hard to fight natural tendencies. But anyway, we will do the running of the bulls, as we call it, the big grand opening of the park. I'm going to go one way. Mom and Aunt Linda will go the other. I'm sending them, I think, to one of the pop-up shops. I can't remember what they're calling them this year. The hero shops, the salute shops, something like that. They all have heroic names this year, but I'm sending them there because I would like to get one of the Alborozo stablemates. I'd like the anniversary set to complete this set I have behind me of stablemates, and I usually like to get the plush that they have every year, and this year it's really cute. It's got a little cape. Anyway, they're going to go there and pick that stuff up, and if they get done early enough, they'll come back and meet me. I'm going to try and make it into the Ninja Pit of Death. I will not be one of the first ones in. If you're looking for that, this is not the vlog for you. I will be maybe in the first couple hundred or few hundred. I'm more interested in picking up the new Dundee model, Rico, and maybe a Zipped in Black Magic than I am in looking for whatever fancy warehouse things that Breyer might put out. So I'm going to go do that. And then we have our tent tickets. I have 4 total. And the blue ones here are for Friday. So we have a tent ticket at 11, and one of us will go do that, probably me, since Mom and Aunt Linda don't want to stand in the hot tent. And then we have another one at 12, and someone will help me with that one if I'm still in line from the 11, if I'm not lucky and my number is pulled kind of late. But that's where we're going to be. We'll then go back to the van, wherever we've had to park, and probably leave the park. Friday, after getting up so early, we're usually pretty exhausted. You've been standing in the sun. By 1 o'clock, we have been standing in the sun for many hours. And we're really ready to go back to the room, maybe open it for sales. We're definitely ready for lunch at 2 o'clock. So that's what we do. We kind of end our day at the park then. We don't try and do the covered arena. We don't try and go to the museums or go see any of the horses that day. That's not a Friday thing for us. So we'll end our day, go to the room, and start room sales. Friday's a pretty big night for room sales. That's also the swap meet. So we'll go wandering around, or at least I'll go wandering around and doing room sales at least once, and spend most of the rest of our time selling in our room. Saturday's usually a later morning for us. Unless we don't pick up the models we want on Friday, we won't get to the park until almost time for our tent tickets. And as I said, I've got 2 of those for Saturday. These are the same times I got for Friday. I ordered an 11 o'clock and a 12 o'clock, and Breyer was kind enough to oblige. I absolutely love that we got to pick our tent ticket times this year. This is the first year that Breyer's done that, and it was so much nicer than getting whatever they sent us and then having to trade. So this was perfect. Thank you, Breyer. But we'll do our 2 times. We might get there early and walk around the covered arena. We might stay after to walk around the covered arena, but likely we'll do our times and leave after buying raffle tickets. That'll be the only thing really that we'll do. Then at some point, at least one of us will come back for the raffle. Whoever's name got put on the raffle tickets will get back for the raffle. And I'm just saying, if anybody's getting stuck out in the Kentucky heat in the park, it's gonna be me. Hi. So I'll probably be at the park around 3 o'clock or so on Saturday, running around, shopping at the covered arena, maybe going back to the barns to look at the horses, and then setting up for the raffle. After which, I'm more than likely to just try and catch that shuttle that Breyer has so wonderfully and helpfully provided from the horse park to the Clarion. That way Mom and Aunt Linda can already be back at the Clarion with the room open and having a good time in the air conditioning, and I won't have to try and find a place to park, or I won't have to drop them off. These shuttles are the most amazing thing that they have done in years. I love it. Sunday for us is our day to just be around the park. We're going to we'll get to the park whenever we're awake. We won't make any special time to get there. We'll go to the covered arena and walk around. We might decide to go to the museum. We'll wander kind of everywhere, whatever sounds good to us. Usually that's our day. We walk up to the guest horse barns and see the special guest horses for that year. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love to see the special horses that Breyer's brought in for us and meet the people that own them, that train them, that ride them. They're usually a lot of fun, and they love to talk to the folks who have come in for BreyerFest. So that's what we'll do. We'll do that until it's time for the raffle at the end of the day. And that will be the closing of BreyerFest for us. We'll probably stick around and watch some of the acts until the end of the day, and then go back to the hotel, where we will probably sleep for about 12 hours. But what about the blog? What's going to happen to this once I leave and I don't have my fancy computer and my mouse and my good editing software? This is a question I've been asking myself since I started. And I've tried a couple of different downloadable editors. I'm not sure I like them for my laptop, but I'm going to give it a go. It might be that while I'm in Kentucky, the videos aren't pretty and they're not edited, and they're really just me talking over some kind of loud footage out at the horse park. And if that's how it is, I hope you guys will forgive me, and I promise to do an edited wrap-up video when I get home. But if I can't get the software working, that's kind of what I'm left with. But I don't want to not post anything, so that's what I'll do. If I have to just post whatever I film with no cuts, that's how it'll be. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But if it does, so be it. I'm gonna make sure we get something posted while I'm gone. So that's how the blog is gonna be. I really hope that once I leave home in a few days, you guys will forgive me for technical issues or poor lighting or terrible sound, because I'm not sure I'm gonna have a ton of control. I'm not sure I'm gonna have any control actually once I leave my home. All right. So that's what's going to happen to the blog. One last thing before I let you guys go. I'm going to try and do something kind of fun while I'm out at the park. While I was working on my diorama, I poured some resin for the first time. I've never done that before. And I made too much. It just happened. I made too much. It didn't fit in the mold. So I had an extra mold laying around, and I made these cute little, and please forgive me, I'm trying to do that makeup blogger thing and I'm really terrible at it. These cute little resin pineapples. They're pineapples and they're clear and they've got glitter in them and they're really shiny and I think they're cute. But I have 4 of these. I made 4 because that's how much resin I had. And my plan is to carry these 4 with me to the horse park on Friday, and if I have any left, on Saturday. And the first 4 people who have watched the blog and who come up to me and tell me that they have seen the blog and they know who I am will get one of these. And it's a silly resin pineapple, and I know that a lot of people aren't going to want it, but they're good for $10 off a $10 purchase or more in our room at the Clarion to be used during BreyerFest. So come up and find me. I will give you a pineapple if I have any left. After you tell me why you came up to find me, let me know that you know that I'm Sarah, or you know that I'm Lonesome Glory, and you've seen the blog. You'll get a pineapple, and you can bring this pineapple to our room, 128 at the Clarion, and we will give you $10 off your purchase with us. Okay, that is my blog for today. That is my fun and exciting news. If you have any comments or anything you want to say, I would love to hear from you. You can subscribe here. That would be cool. You can find me on Instagram. I'll post that up here. And otherwise, thank you for watching and welcome to my BreyerFest.